So this is the problem. It is called matchstick houses. This challenge will help you to interpret mathematical relationship both algebraically and geometrically. So the problem is create a function that takes a number. The number is step as an argument and returns the number of matchstick in that step. See step 1, 2 and 3 in the image above. So this is going to be the example matchstick house, and for step 1 it is going to return the output 6. For step 4 it is going to return the output 21, and for 87 it is going to be 436. And there are some constraints or notes. Step 0 returns 0 matchstick. The input step will always be a non-negative number. That means it has to be a number, but it cannot be a negative number. And think of input step as the total number of houses that have been connected together. So this is important information. We need to keep that in mind. Think of the input step as the total number of houses that have been connected together. So when it is 1, it is independent, but when it is more than 1, they are connected together. Now let's look at this image and we need to understand what it is. So let me draw. So let me count for step 1. How many matchsticks do I have? It is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for step 1, we are going to have 6 matchsticks. For step 2, how many matchsticks we are going to have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and there is one common. It is going to be 11, right? It is a common one, so it is 1. So for step 2, we are going to have 11 matchsticks, and for stick 3, let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So for the third house, we are going to have 16 matchsticks. Now let's see if we can find any trend between these things. What is the difference between 6 and 11? If we look at the difference between 6 and 11, it is 5. So let me put 5 here. 5. What is the difference between 11 and 16? It is going to be 5 as well. 5. Now you can see for matchstick 4 it is going to be 21. So what is the difference between, let me put the number here, text 21. So what is the difference between 16 and 21? It is going to be 5. So if we look at the trend, we can see that the difference between the numbers are going to be 5. So the 5 is constant. Now if I add for 1, as the 5 is going to be constant, if I put input 1 multiplied by 5, let me write it down. If I put 1 multiplied by 5, it is going to be 5. Now to get 6, we are going to add 5 plus 1, right? And then we are going to get 6 as our input 1. Now if I put 2 multiplied by 5, as the 5 is constant, we are going to get 10. And if I add 10 plus 1, we are going to get 11. Just the second house. Now, for the third house, if I multiply it by 3 and the constant 5, we are going to get 5, and 15 plus 1, we are going to get 16. And for 4, it is going to be 20, and then 20 plus 1, it is going to be 21. So the thing is, the input, whatever the input we get, if I get one input, if I multiply it with 5 and add 1 after that, whatever the answer we get our desired numbers, right? If I add 2, if I have input 3 and multiply it with the difference 5, we get 15, and add 1 to it, we get our desired steps. So this is what we need to code up. So this is the solution mainly, and we need to code that up right now. So to do that, I have already taken index.html and script.js file and wrote down the problem here. Now we need to code it. Before going that, we need to open it up in the live server, so that, and Ctrl+Shift+J, so we'll be able to see it in our console. Let me see if everything is working or not. Console.log, everything is working. Yes, everything is working because I have already added the script.js file. Now I'm going to take a function. I'm going to call it match houses, and then it is going to take the input of n, constant match houses, and then the arrow, curly bracket. Now we are going to use if-else statement. Now first thing first, step 0 is going to return 0 matchsticks. So we are going to deal with that first. If our n is equal to 0, then you are going to write console log step 0 returns 0 matchstick. This is what we are going to write. Let's see if it is working or not. So console.log, we need to call the function match house, and we are going to input 0 here. So yes, it is working. Step 0 returns 0 matchstick. So we are done with this one. The input step will always be a non-negative integer. So it cannot be a string, it cannot be a negative number. So we need to write else if statement. If n is less than 0 or n is not equal to number, type of n is not equal to number, then you return something. You're going to be returned this console log this. Let's see if I put -5 here, what it returns. The input will always be a non-negative integer. So it is working. Now if I put, let's just say, string number, string whatever, what it returns, this tip will be a non-negative integer. So now we are going to write down the last thing, else you are going to return something. What you are going to return? Constant. First we are going to write down the difference. What is our difference between the numbers? It is 5, right? And let a, it is going to be the result. Result is going to be 0 right now. It is going to change. So result is going to change, and it is going to be the number input n multiplied by 5 plus 1. Resulting is going to be that, and you are going to return the result. So let's see, if I put 1 here, what it returns. So when I put 1 here, it returns 6. When I put 2 here, it should return 11. When I put 3 here, it should return 16. When I put 4 here, it should return 21. And our example says if I put input 87, it should return 436. Let's see if it works or not. 87, right? 87, it is going to return 436. So our solution is working. This is the solution of this problem. So see you in the next video.